When you can join refrigeration copper tube without flames or brazing, that changes everything. Just imagine, since you don't need flame, you don't need gas, and you don't need a nitrogen purge. You also don't need safety equipment, a fire watcher, or a hot works permit. Join copper in less time, with less work, with less equipment, and even less experience. The engineers of the future are made now. Greater flexibility, speed, and consistency than ever before. Zoomlock. Zoomlock is the patented crimping system for jointing high-pressure refrigeration copper tube up to 48 bar. This flame-free replacement for traditional brazing offers a number of significant benefits to the modern engineer, revolutionising every install by typically reducing the time and labour by 40 to 50% overall. Tested to failure at over 165 bar, the Zoomlock fittings are reliably secure and leak-proof, so there is no compromise on performance. Your kit will include the Zoomlock tool. At 1.8 kg, it's the lightest on the market, with a simple finger trigger to activate the crimp, and 350-degree head rotation for joints which are hard to access. The Zoomlock jaws, available in 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch, 1/2 inch, 5/8 inch, 3/4 inch, 7/8 inch, inch and 1/8 and inch and 3/8 for the 19 kN tool. The 18 volt Makita battery and fast charger, with a 15-minute charge cycle up to 100% charge. A quality Zoomlock approved tube cutter. The Zoomlock tube deburring tool for inner and outer deburring. A heavy duty scouring pad, a marker pen, the insertion depth gauge and the crimp gauge. Watch the green mill training steps carefully, as the instructions for using the Zoomlock system are simple but vital for correct installation. Step 1. Depress the locking pin and twist 45 degrees to release. Then slide the jaw into the tool head and press the pin back into place until it clicks. Press and hold the trigger to calibrate the tool. We recommend you do this daily prior to use. Step 2. Using the quality tube cutter provided in the kit, cut the copper tube to the length required. Always take your time to ensure a clean square cut, and do not use hacksaws or reciprocating saws, as these create a rough edge which may damage the rubber O-ring inside the fitting. Step 3. Deburr the copper on the inside and outside using the supplied deburring tool. This step is very important, so be sure to inspect the ends of the tube and address any sharp edges which could cause damage. Use the heavy-duty scouring pad to clean the ends of the copper tube to be joined. Tube ends should be free of oxidation or debris. Deep scratches or incise marks within the O-ring sealing area could provide a leak path for refrigerant, so if present, they will need to be either cut off with the tube cutter or sanded out with the scouring pad. Step 4. Insert the tube into the appropriate section of the depth gauge and use the marker pen to mark the correct insertion depth on the copper. Ensure the O-ring is correctly placed in the fitting before inserting the tube using the pen mark as a guide. The fitting should fit the tube securely and the pen mark should be under or in line with the outer flange. Step 5. Open the jaws by squeezing the base and place them over the copper fitting. Please note that Zoomlock is different from other industry crimp technology commonly used in plumbing. Be sure to properly place the crimping jaw on the fitting using the grooves in the jaw for alignment. The jaw should sit centrally over the O-ring and outer flange for correct crimping. Press the trigger on the Zoomlock tool to complete the crimp. This is an auto cycle tool, so hold your finger on the trigger, and once the required pressure has been reached, usually within 5 seconds, the tool will automatically stop. Step 6. Open the jaws and remove the tool from the fitting. If the jaws will not open, the crimping cycle was not completed. For manual override, slide the manual release button down to open the jaw in the case of an emergency. If this happens, be sure to go back and recrimp the fitting. If you are using the inch and 3/8 size jaw, you will need to rotate the tool 90 degrees around the fitting after the first crimp and crimp a second time for a fully complete joint. This step only applies to the inch and 3/8 fittings as the largest size. Step 7. A special stamp displaying RLS will be displayed on the fitting to let you know that the connection is crimped properly. To confirm the crimp band diameter, you must select the correct size on the crimp gauge and place it over the crimp bands. It may be necessary to rotate the gauge in order not to interfere with the copper tube flashing left from the crimping process. If the connection is correct, the crimp gauge should fit snugly over the crimp bands. A fully charged battery will allow you to perform between 100 and 150 crimps. If the battery is running low, the indicator light will start flashing every 20 seconds to tell you to recharge. We recommend a yearly service or a service every 10,000 crimps. We also recommend a little squirt of WD-40 inside the jaw every now and again, as this will help reduce the friction on a crimp cycle and help prolong the life of the jaws. The life expectancy of any of the jaws is between 10,000 and 15,000 crimps. You have now completed your Zoomlock training. Congratulations! With Zoomlock, you'll be more efficient, more safe, more flexible, and every job will be finished faster. Smart work. To receive your training certificate, please ensure you have filled in your full name, company name, and contact details. If you have any further questions, please contact us on 01206 864 467 or email info@zoomlock.co.uk.